A few months ago, I uncovered a $10 million resort, all because I read my grandpa's deed. It's a crazy story, but here's how it all went down. And then after that, I was left with this giant stack of paperwork. Now, I knew there was a will somewhere in there, but I didn't know where. So I figured the easiest thing to do would be to just go through each and every page of these documents. My grandpa passed away a few years ago, and thankfully he left me his life insurance policy, which allowed me to pay off his mortgage and all the debts he had. So always read your documents, kids, because you never know what you might find. Now, I flipped through about 50 pages of legal jargon until finally I saw the word deed at the bottom of a page. Now, I knew my grandpa owned a home, so I assumed this was the deed to the house. You see, my grandpa bought this home back in the 1970s for a really good price, because it was on a small lake that nobody really used. But my grandpa refused. He didn't want to leave his home. Well, fast forward to today. The deed was the reason why I was able to uncover a $10 million resort. That's because the deed said that he owned all the way to the water. And because of that, we were able to sell the waterfront rights to a developer who included it in their $10 million resort. But over time, people started to use this lake more and more, and eventually a resort was built across the street from my grandpa's home. The problem was, though, that the deed said that he owned all the way to the water, which meant that he had waterfront property. This made his home much more valuable because now it had water frontage, something that people are willing to pay a lot of money for. But when I opened it up, it said something strange. It said that my grandpa owned all the way to the mean low water line. What does that mean? I thought maybe if I zoom out, I could get a better understanding of what this means. And when I did, I realized that my grandpa didn't just own the house and the land it sat on. He actually owned all the way to the water. Now, this is where things get kind of crazy. When the resort was built, they offered my grandpa's family a really good deal to buy their home and all the way to the water. If I didn't take the time to go through all those documents, I never would have found that out.